welcome to my channel. Today we are going to work on another project regarding my brand new Porter cable 14 inches bandsaw, which is the installation of the riser block kit that will help me cutting not 6 inches stock anymore, but up to 12 inches. So the one I found is from King Canada, because of course we are in Canada. I know that there are several other kits available in the States, but you know, I didn't want to pay for duties and international shipping, so this is what I could find here, and it was a reasonable price. I don't remember how much I paid, but I will let you know later. I just have to check on my receipt. What I can say so far is that looks like one of the many other kit, you know, as you can see. Let me adjust the camera. So we have the extended bolt, the new blade, which at first sight look like the same crappy quality as the original Porter cable one. The razor block, actually, side note, this is the King Canada color, like grayish bluish color. It almost matches with the gray from Porter cable, so I think I may not have to paint it. I don't know. I'll see. If I like it, I will keep it as is to have some nice contrast. Otherwise I will paint it black. Of course it has the two pins that as many other people have noticed, different brands have different pins in different locations. So I will have to work on that, most likely. Another thing that I noticed is that this is, oh sorry, this is the rod that will replace this one, the original one. I noticed so far that this piece is I wouldn't say cheaper quality, but it doesn't have the groove for the ring on top to prevent from dropping on the table. There is no other hole or anything here in order to hold the set screw in the right location. So I will deal with that in a few minutes. The diameter is the same. I checked with the caliper, so that's good. Should fit with this design. Probably the opposite would have been a little bit worse, but we'll find out. So the other piece that I noticed is the blade cover. Sounds like plastic, but it really looks, no, it is metal. Looks like aluminum, cast aluminum. You see, this is the internal machining. You can see. So yeah, that should be fine. It's just to hold the blade, so it has no structural meaning. Okay. The other piece that I want to show you is let me adjust the camera, is this one, which is the replacement for this piece here. Of course it's longer because it has to cover the 12 inches stroke. But what I can tell is that it is way cheaper than the one offered by Porter cable. This one is painted, powder paint, so it should last a while. It has a nice scale, which is, in my opinion, quite useless, but it's always nice to have. sometimes. This is just a metal plate. I think it's zinc coated, something like that. I think at least it's not galvanized. Or this is the workpiece, as you can see here. This is how you adjust the full length. Let me move. Okay. I hope there is a way to hold this thing in place steady inside the machine. Otherwise, I don't know how to put it on. Well, we'll see. We'll figure out. Otherwise, I will drill some a hole and I will secure it at some point. Yeah, I mean, those are the typical things that you have to consider when you buy a not original kit, but it's fine. Oh, last but not least, the big ball. The user manual says that I need a 26 millimeters, if I remember. 26 millimeter combination wrench. I have a 27 millimeter socket, which is the one I use for car maintenance, change the oil and stuff like that. So I don't want to go buy a new one just for this, because those things are quite expensive. So I may be able to lock it. And this one at the bottom is, chances are it's all metric, so it's a 22 millimeters. Yeah, 22. I think I have a 22 millimeter socket, so that's good. Let's get started. This is what, 13 millimeters. Voila. This is the old blade. I have other plans for using this blade, so for now I'll just leave it there on the ground. Okay, this is the original guard. This is a piece of plastic. Yeah, out of aluminum, so it may help, or it will look better. And this is the electricals. Look at that. I wanna zoom in so you guys can see. I will just unplug these two. upper cable, white goes at the bottom, white cable, white wire from the lower cable goes on top. Remember this when you have to put this thing together. Upper cable, black wire goes at the bottom, black wire, lower cable goes on top. Okay, perfect. Okay, as you can see, this screw here is touching the hinge right here, so I'll try to keep the plate, the bottom plate on, otherwise I have to remove also the door underneath, because otherwise I can't remove the screws here. So I mean, it's nothing special, only 4 screws, but the less I touch this machine, the better it is, I suppose. I wonder if I can reach the pieces. I might be able to work like this. Let's see. No way. Okay, this door has to go. Yeah, this thing can stay there. This is the result. This is where the door is attached to the body. So now I just have to measure the size of the nut. It's working with my 27mm. Big color. Nice. Interesting. Now, this is the top piece. So, place it down. Up, I suppose this is the front piece. To mark where the holes have to go, because of course they are on a wrong diagonal. I need one hole here and the other hole right here. So I want to try this way. If it works, I don't know. Chances are it might work. This is how you should see. I noticed that this block is slightly smaller than than the bottom, than the main body of the machine. And yeah, more or less, you can see it. Right here, it's not perfect, but you can tell where the circle has to go. So the only distance I care is the diagonal, because even if they are off a little bit, they will always fit. And even if this one is not perfectly, or even if the two sides of the square are not perfectly parallel with the main body, I honestly don't care, because what I care is that the pins are in the right groove, and or holes, and I have this nice and flat surface for the bolt to pull down the whole thing and keep it down, because it's the bolt, it's this that does the job, not those two pins. Okay. I'm going to start with a pre-hole 1/8. Actually, I don't have to go all the way through, because those pins are not that long. Once I have my 8mm here, I'm good. Yeah, I have 10mm, which is all I need. It's a very soft material, very soft. Let's try. Yeah, I noticed that the old holes are bigger than the original pins at the bottom, and they are, what's the size? 5/16. So interesting. So means that even if you guys make wider holes, it will give you some room for adjustment. So you don't have to be super precise with the 4 holes. Of course, they have to fit. If you have issues with flatness, these metal shims are perfect, and this is nothing but the metal strapping from online shipping. An interesting thing that I noticed from the user manual is that this is the reset block. The arrow with the up writing has to be behind the machine, so you have to see for the new guide. So let's see. Machine. So here. Another thing that I noticed, the King Canada extended bolt is not even close to the quality of the original bolt. This is a high strength bolt. This is light, feels like an aluminum bolt. So be aware, if you guys have some hardware in stock, think about replacing this, because even the nut, you can tell this is the original one and this is the new one from the King Canada update. Really small. The thread is smaller, so this is not good. This is very cheap stuff. Not really happy about it, but let's see if at least works. I don't know. It might be good enough, you know. I flattened the surfaces, I adjust the holes. Now I have almost zero clearance, as you can see here. Now it's flush almost with the surface, so I remove the little gap that I had before, and I check also the holes with the upper body. As you can see here, I drilled again. I drilled new holes because yeah, I was quite off with the previous one, so I made those, and 1/4 inch diameter, and they are okay. So let's try now the installation. While I'm here, I'm gonna replace the washer with the new one. As you can see, there's a big gap. So the new screw is 26 something, so is what, 5/8 or almost 50 millimeters. So it's way smaller than this one, which is instead 3/4 inch. Unfortunately, I don't have the right spring washer for this one, so I have to play with what I have. What I'm trying to do is this is the new washer. Of course, this is the original gap. You can see the old washer will match. Oh, let's look at the other side. Adjust the camera. See, it will barely touch. I have probably 1/8 per side. It's not enough. It's not enough considering all the vibrations. So this is the original one, and you can tell that the original one cover at least a 1/4 inch on both sides, or 6 millimeters ish. New, old Porter cable, King Canada. Right here. Okay, as you can see, the block at the bottom is in place. Nice. Et voila! Look at this. Secret, keep, or a secret, it's not a secret. You have this big slot for the screw. If you guys want to try to do the same job, try to keep the bolt as much as possible on the outside, because that will give you more room for the cranking. Okay, so you can tie this bolt better if you keep this bolt on the outside. Of course, not too much, because otherwise the cover will not work anymore, of course. But if we do something like this, almost flush, right? This is the original spring washer. As you can see, this is 23 millimeters or 0.9 inches, almost 7/8. But here we have 0.8 of an inch or 20 millimeters. So I would say original, new, and new. This is the sandwich. I want to be sure that I'm not gonna have other surprises. For example, with the new blade guard, right? That sucks. It's quite tight. So this pin at the bottom is wider than this lot here. I mean, I might be able to fix it. It's gonna be a minimal deformation, cause 60 millimeters, and this is 16 and something. Okay, could be just some paint, or yeah, I can feel it. So okay. So once we're done here, this will be the next. Now I have to tighten this thing. This is what we got. This is what we have at the bottom. Original washer, original spring washer, new nut. Okay. The cover is here. So the cover has to go right here. It's partially hidden by the blade cover. So this piece has to go before this one. Okay. now we have to go back to the original. We can white and white and all. So white and black and white and black. What? Can you see the picture? So I grinded this thing, so now it does fit. The next step is to try to put this guide in here. So I'm gonna remove this knob. This knob has more or less the same profile here. Let me see. Can you see? The key is this is an M4, in case you guys wonder. And okay, can you see? This is the spring. This is the set screw. Hope you guys can see. Sorry, I don't have lots of room. It's a very small shop. You guys want to pay attention to not lose this spring and the tiny ball inside. So there is a little gap here because this groove is deeper than the other one, but it doesn't really matter, or it shouldn't. Now we can go back and see what it looks like. New come, and I'm gonna put this piece on. Voila. As you can see, there is still a tiny overlapping. Even if the knob is open, it's not gonna slide. I like it. There is enough friction. Last but not least, the blade. This is the old one. This is the new one. Same thickness. I suppose also same TPI. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully better quality, but now we have to do the blade adjustment. Wait. No, I have to adjust it two pieces. Okay, you will have the bearing just kissing the blade, okay? Like that. What is happening? Below. You know? With the untight. Let's go. Push. You got the hold on. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's quite rudimental, but it works. I bought this Porter cable with all the add-on for less than $1,000 Canadian. So it's probably 700 US, considering the alternatives that with all the package are between 11 and 1,300 US dollars. I think, I mean, it's not perfect, but who cares? I have few $100 saved in my pocket, right? So here we are. I put the fans back on, and now I'm ready to run the machine, see how it goes. Hopefully it will not fall apart. So let's try. First thing I notice is the vibration. It vibrates much more than before. So I think this block is not enough, or the bolt inside is not enough to hold the vibrations. It's okay. It's a small bandsaw for a small workshop. So what do you expect, right? So yeah, if you guys have any question, any comment, suggestion, critics, let me know. No offense taken, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Ciao.